Today's painting is going to be cadians, and for this project I'm going to use some of the heavy weapon squads for the painting. Started off with a white undercoat. We're going to start off first with using the talon sand, which is going to cover the clove areas but not the boots, not the armour and not the weapons. I applied 2 coats onto this to make sure we get a consistent colour. Next we're using earthshade bone to catch those sharp edges and bring the detail out. Areas, however, more like the creases you're going to get in the arms and the legs, you're going to have to use the tip of the brush. The last coat is now finished. Next I'm going to start working on the skin. The reason why is once we start working on the helmet, it's easier to work on the skin first and then do the helmet. I'm not going to do the videos showing how I'm painting the skin because I've got some videos already on painting skin. However, because these models tend to wear a chin strap and my chin straps are going to be a dark colour, I would suggest the best colours to use for the skin is either light or medium colours as opposed to using a dark skin tone. The reason why is if you paint the dark skin tone and then apply the chin straps, you won't notice the chin straps because the colours are going to be too similar. Plus you've got a model like this one where the chin strap hangs down, and because the colours are going to be so similar, it will make it look like the chin has got this peculiar shape about it. Alternatively, if you would rather use dark skin tones, then instead of applying a dark chin strap like I'm going to later, use a light colour for the chin strap, like for example white. However, for myself, I prefer to try and create a consistency across the miniatures, and therefore I want to have the chin straps the same colour on all the miniatures. So I wouldn't want to have some of them done dark and some of them done light, hence why I'm not going to use any dark skin tones. Now the skin area is dry, we're going to start painting the armoured areas with Castellan green. For the next coat for the green, I've mixed the original green with Space Wolf grey. Now to my knowledge, the colour Space Wolf grey now is a contrast paint, so you may want to use a different grey instead. Just find a light grey, and it's a 50-50 mix. Like before, you've got some sharp edges, which mean you can use the side of your brush, and then you've got the not so sharp edges, like here where you need to use the edge of your brush. Another little tip being you've got 2 models on a base here. Instead of trying to paint both of them on the same base of a particular colour, so in this case the green, it's better off to paint one model. So paint this one first, do that on the process of all 3 of the models, and then by the time you come back to the first one, hopefully it's dry, and then paint the model on the opposite side. That way you're not likely to accidentally touch the model and interrupt what you've done with the painting. Next, with lead belcher, we're going to start covering the metallic areas. However, we're going to leave this part black, and this part here, and this is going to be black, and this part here we're going to do in copper. The silvered areas, add 2 coats of lead belcher followed by a coat of null oil afterwards. These areas have then been painted black. Next, what we're going to do is pick out the details on the skulls and on the weapon. There's another symbol there. There's also one on the back. To do this, we're going to start with talon sand. Now these areas have had the first coat. The second coat is going to earthshade bone. This time though, make sure you take most of the paint off the brush. So in effect, it's more like you're dry brushing it, and that way you can just drag the brush straight over, and it will pick out the details for you. Next, for the area where we've got the coils, first off we started with Rhinox hide. Next we're using Balthazar gold. The reason why we started with the brown first is because this coppery looking colour doesn't have a great deal of strength to the colour. So by applying the brown first, it helps us to have a better look for the colour which is going over the top of it, which is this one now. Now you want to pick one of your gold paints and use it to pick out the edges of the coils. Lastly, for the coils, we're going to apply Agrax Earthshade. The purpose of using this is, one, it helps to tone down the gold areas, and also it gives a darkness in the recesses. Next, just to add a little bit of extra detail, we've got 2 little buttons on the side here, and there's 2 on the top of this part. What we're going to do is a little bit of Upshapti bone to cover the button, and a little bit of a light grey on the opposite button. And we're just going to leave those to dry for a moment. And next we're going to use bloodletter glaze and apply that over the cream, and it's a green wash to go over the grey. If you like the video, remember to like, share and click on the button on the lower right hand side to subscribe.